Are you paying attention, Del?
Derek's going to be
I
a
didn't. Mine didn't have that.
oh oh bless him, guys. Honestly, like I gave you all a bit of a I don't want to say a rollicking, but I think I'm hoping that a few people are listening back. But it's really funny actually because the those of you that join the call on the absolute regular are those of you that probably, not gonna lie, looking at the trends of the data, and you know I like a bit of data, you do accelerate a little bit quicker because you're getting all the hints and tips, you're getting all the feedback, you're getting to learn off other people. Like Del and I, this is our job. We tell you to do it because we can. We can do it with our eyes closed because we've been where you are 10 years ago and we're now living the life that we want to live. But you guys are still very much in that habit building phase where you're like, sometimes the sun comes out and the pub gardens arrive and you get a little bit overexcited. And actually, that's all part of like the journey and part of the learning process. And this is what these calls were about. I pull them from all of your, like, I used to be really organized, my content. I used to be really organized with the calls. And actually, do you know what? I've taken a bit of a back step from it because I actually think it's adding more value when we go through your check-ins on a Monday and then we're like,
There's a theme.
yeah, there is a theme. We can then talk about it on the call. And I think that then adds more value for you. And I think the theme of weekends and staying on track and the weather being banging at the minute, like absolutely banging, it's harder to stay on track. It really is. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend it isn't because it is. The sun's out, you're all sitting outside, you're sucking on your ice lollies, you're having a beer, you're having two beers, Stu, maybe three. And then all of a sudden, you're in the fucking cupboards. The chocolate is calling your name. And you have a snacksident. Those fucking snacksidents, they happen all the time. And don't think we don't know. So I wanted to do a call today to talk through, like, in a bit more detail about how you cannot feel like, oh, I'm in fat loss, can't enjoy my weekend. Or, oh, I've been really good this week. I can definitely enjoy my weekend. Which one are you? Which one are you? Like, I'm in fat loss, I can't enjoy my weekend. Or are you, oh, I can enjoy my weekend, I've been good. Who's good? Team good, thumbs up. Team I'm in fat loss, thumbs down.
I think there's a few more accidents at the weekend, but because I don't drink that much alcohol, like
Oh
it
dear.
doesn't bother me going to the pub because I'm quite happy having Coke and things like that. Like it's only on occasions that I go out drinking, really.
Oh, wow. You're lucky because let me tell you, that drink, it makes you all loosey goosey and you think you can do what you like. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to share my screen. So I wanted to talk through the fact that actually it isn't the weekend that's the total problem. It's actually how you perceive it. And if you are stuck in this cycle of actually always, I don't want to say fucking, I'm going to say fucking up. If you always fuck up at the weekend, oh, sorry, love. If you always fuck up at the weekend, then how can we actually break that cycle? And let me tell you firsthand, I used to fuck up at the weekends hard. So I know how it feels. So first and foremost, before I get going, I want your perception. So first question on the screen is,
What are you guys struggling with, and what do you feel you can't break the cycle? What are you doing? What are you doing on repeat at the weekends? Anyone?
I'll go, Michelle. I'll go.
Michelle here, I'm here.
Hey,
Michelle
back.
here. I drink alcohol at the weekends because I'm very sociable and I like it. And my boyfriend drinks it as well. And we just end up drinking at the weekend. And I've always got something on. I've always got plans.
Okay, so we've got always got plans. Michelle is either declaring that she's got a weekend addiction or she's got an alcohol addiction on this call. I'm not sure which one. And no, I'm joking. And the always got plans. I'm always busy. Okay, who else? What else do you guys struggle with?
I think it just depends on my shift because if I'm coming up with a night shift, then I'm screwed.
Okay, so shift work. What else we got? Somebody else was about to say something then. Anna, babe, I can't hear you at all. Can you type? I think you're driving. Don't type. Don't type if you're driving.
That's it.
Drive safe. Any others? Stacey, you've definitely got one. Don't be hiding over there with the kids. Anyone else? I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Eating too
What?
late, or like being like getting like home like dead late, go, well fuck, what have I got to eat? Oh, okay, it's just easier to order takeaway.
Okay, cool. So like it's easier, it's more convenient to do that.
Yeah,
What else
100%.
have we got? Oh, you're all so perfect. Okay, so let me tell you what I'll come on in a second and tell you where I think you guys go wrong. And why do you think you can't break that cycle? What is your mindset around the weekend?
It's time to relax.
Oh, it's time to let go, let loose, loosey goosey. What else? Time to relax.
Yeah, it's like
Stress-free.
switching off, aren't you? So it's like you want to switch off from everything because you worked hard all week.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've worked hard this week,
Yeah.
so I deserve to have this switch off. I deserve to have this
I'm
relaxation.
off work. I'm not in a
I'm off
routine.
work. No routine. Yeah, massive. Okay, so what I've got then is the real issues for why you guys keep stuck in the same cycle. It's not the heat. It's not I just saw something pop up in my chat box. Hang on. This might be Anna. Hands-free is shocking. She's got a sweet tooth. She's blaming her hands-free on her weekends.
That's Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. So it's not the heat, it's not the invites. It's the habits that show up every single weekend for you. So a part of like what we talk about here is, you know it, I bore you to death with it. It's about an identity change. And if you see your Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, because let's be honest, we get to Friday and we're like, way, Friday. If you see that as your fat loss, your be good, your I've worked so hard, that's what it's always going to be. It's always going to be the problem. But when you are actually in fat loss, it isn't Monday to 12 o'clock on Friday. You're not a fucking builder, okay? You don't clock off at 12 o'clock. Like, your fat loss journey, whilst you are, I'm not going to talk about fat loss and I'm going to talk about maintenance clients. Your fat loss isn't Monday to Friday. Your fat loss is Monday to Monday, 7 days a week, 4 weeks of the month, 12 months of the year. Hopefully you're not in fat loss for that long. That's a shit time. And actually, this is about you going through that identity change. Like, I don't disenjoy any of the food I eat. I don't. I love all my meals. I really actually do, because I've created meals in the week that I enjoy eating, that I don't mind eating on repeat going into the weekends. Okay? So if you're seeing your fat loss as I've been good in the week, that's the first thing that we need to address. Okay? The identity attached to it. So thumbs up. Who sees it as a fat loss Monday to Friday? Be fucking honest, because I already know which ones you are. Sarah, Stacey. Stacey sometimes goes for a Wednesday, a long weekend. And actually, when you think about that attachment, that then links into the other points, because you're living for the weekend. You have every right to relax at the weekend. You have every right to not feel stressed. You have every right to turn off and switch off. But your fat loss phase isn't a punishment. It's a choice that you have made to be healthier, to live for longer, to have the body that you want, to feel comfortable in your own skin so you stop picking and squeezing your belly and calling yourself disgusting. That's the choice that you've made to have those things. So when it comes to the weekend and when it comes to making that choice, we're going to help you to be more organised in how you can do that so you don't feel restricted. So then we've got the next one. I've been good and I deserve a treat. You're not a fucking dog. Like, I'm not going to bust out a gravy bone out of my bum bag on a Saturday night and give it to you like I do with Axel and Derek. Like, your food, you've not suffered for eating that. Like, I'd be honest, guys, who actually enjoys eating the foods they eat in the week? Thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, Abby, Lindsay. Nice. So why do you feel you need a treat at the weekend? Tell me, please tell me.
I feel like for me, it's more about like on the weekend, who you see, like who you're with. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like the people that you surround yourself with, I'm going to come on to that
Yeah.
one. So, do you want to know where the problem lies? You're still demonizing food. You're seeing your food in the week as good food, and you're seeing your food at the weekend as treat, bad food, cheat meals. That's where the problem is. It's a mindset shift. And this Del tells me off for this. He doesn't get, he's against, he likes using the treat word. But I honestly believe that treat, the reason the language that you tell yourself is the reason you're stuck in this cycle. You will never hear me call food a treat. I'll be like, you had some sweets, you overindulged, you ate a few extra calories, the food was processed. But I'm not going to tell you a food is good or bad. It has a calorie total. Some foods have more calories. Some foods have less calories. You can have it all, but if you're in fat loss, you have to make it stick. And we're going to come on to that in a minute. Because when you call it a treat and you demonize it, that breaks your trust in your ability to be able to be good when you're not good. Every time you're not good, you lose confidence in yourself. Okay? And that is where the all or nothing trap goes round and round again. So one meal becomes 2 meals, 2 meals becomes 3 meals, 3 meals becomes Saturday, Sunday, and possibly Friday afternoon if you're in the building trade. And it's not true. Like, you can stay on track. Why do you guys, okay, come back to me. Why do you think it's hard to get back on track after you've lost it, after you've had that, I'm going to use your words, that treat, that bad meal? Why do you find it hard to get back on?
Sometimes you're still craving the same thing. You haven't, I don't know, you've not hit the nerve, but like you want more of it. It's like an
You're
addiction.
absolutely right, Sarah. You're craving a dopamine hit. When you have, if you're a sweet tooth person, no, I know you're a bit of both.
I'm a sweet tooth.
Yeah, I thought you were a sweet tooth.
I'm a full on sweet tooth crackhead.
I'm crackhead. So Sarah's a drug addict. Michelle's an alcoholic, and we're perfect.
We're all friends here.
We're all friends. So when you're craving sweet stuff spikes your dopamine. Like when you are gorging yourself, having the thing, you feel naughty. So you're spiking your dopamine at the same time, like gambling or like an alcoholic or whatever you're doing. You're getting that dopamine spike from the thing that you're doing. And also, Sarah, because you like sweet stuff, you also spike your blood sugar and your insulin. And then you crave it more. So I know that if I've had a more processed food over the weekend, Monday morning, it is so hard to not eat the Percy pigs. It's so hard. They're calling my name. They're like, Kate, come and eat me. And they do that all day. And you have to, once you break that day one, you've built the trust to say, oh, no, I'm going to get through the rest of the week now. I got this. And that's what you have to do. You don't have to let that all or nothing trap turn into more than one thing. Sue loves the Percy pig. Oh, for fuck's sake, Sue, not another thing. There you go, Derek. Sue takes, me and Sue are the same. We like cereal and Percy pigs. So
I just want to, but on the nothing one, but like with if you go out for a coffee with your friend and you end up having a muffin, and then you can just reset at that point. Like you don't have to continue the day, continue the weekend. Like if you went to your cupboard and dropped one of your cups, like you wouldn't just go to the cupboard and just smash all the cups again, would you? You would just.
Oh, it depends how many cups I had left.
Unless you're a maniac.
I dropped one of my bowls this morning.
Derek would probably drop them all out the cupboard in one go.
No,
he's right. He's absolutely right. And that analogy is so powerful. Okay. What does fat loss, this is your slide,
actually mean?
Hey, look at us, we're a double act. What does fat loss actually mean? Somebody tell me.
You should be in a calorie deficit.
Michelle, you should be in a calorie deficit. What does that mean?
You're lowering your body fat, aren't you?
Yeah, you're lowering your body fat. What else?
So you're burning more calories than you eat.
You're burning more calories than you eat. Yeah. So Fat loss, the scientific explanation, is basically where we are creating a calorie deficit. Calories are not just food, they are energy. Okay, calories, kilojoules of energy. So we're creating a deficit in energy. To burn or to lose 1 pound of body fat, you need to create a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. And we do that through moving, day-to-day movement, moving and a shaking, training, sleeping, breathing, perspiring, just general life stuff. But we also create that deficit through food. So if you are, as you guys like to call it, good in the week, and you then have you haven't quite hit your steps for the week, and you haven't quite stuck on track at the weekend, you've consumed an extra 1,000 calories Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that basically means you're not going to have achieved fat loss. You haven't failed as a human being. You haven't failed at anything. It just means that that week you're going to have maintained. And what I'm going to link into is why that's important in a minute. I'm going to flip this. So if I'm in maintenance, what does that mean? Like, what does maintenance mean?
You're sort of just sticking where you are. So you've basically got your ins and outs are pretty much the same.
Correct. So if you're going out on the weekend and you're having those extra 3,000 calories, what does that mean for that maintenance person?
I know you need to like rein it back in, but do you like metabolize it a bit better? Is that all right?
No. So if you're in maintenance, what does that mean if you've gone back?
You're over calorying yourself.
You're over calorying yourself. So you're going to get fat or gain a pound of fat. So that's what it means. So this is why this conversation is so important, not just for fat loss, but when you are in maintenance as well, because these are the things that we need to do to actually balance that equation out. So what are the things that actually add up? Let's be honest about them. Before I do that, what do you think actually adds up in that 3.5? Let's say we can overconsume 3,500 calories at the weekend. What is it that you're overconsuming? Be honest. Mine is cereal out of the box. Sue, I know you're with me.
Not measuring your oils, the snack attacks.
Snack attacks. Justine has snack attacks. She doesn't have snack accidents. Look, you lot.
When you make something and you've measured it, but then there's still stuff on the spoon and you lick it off.
that bastard peanut butter.
Using a massive as well.
Oh my god, I think it was Lucy Swin when we were on holiday and there was a serving size spoon and she put a serving size spoon of peanut butter on her plate, and I was not commenting on Lucy's habits on holiday, but I did go, oh my god. What else have we got? Sorry, Luce. So Elaine's licking the spoon. Justine's having
alcohol.
snack attacks.
I'm not an alcoholic, but alcohol.
Michelle's having alcohol. I'm eating cereal. Look, you lot, you are not so perfect. I can't speak. I'm trying to join in, but I'm not able to unmute. Hang on, Sarah.
Let her speak.
Hey, alcohol. I'm with Michelle.
Alcohol.
I'm gonna add one in. Meals out and under tracking meals.
Meals out and under tracking meals from Del Boy.
I've seen some people go out for an Indian and they're having 10 grams of a poppadom.
John and Mandy. Sorry if you listen back.
They're on poppadom watch.
They're on poppadom watch. So these are all things that really, really add up. So let's actually talk through them and why it doesn't matter to me or Del, because you're only cheating yourself. So the real culprits, Detective Kate and Del see them in your calorie trackers, is your drinks, your snacks, your I'll log it later, 2 to 3 days later every single week, and you've caught up on your calorie tracking because you know you're checking in on Monday. The skipped meal, so that's a big one, isn't it? You're not tracking at the time that you're eating. You should be tracking before you're putting the food in your fucking mouth. Not fucking 4 days later. This one is a big one that actually has a massive impact on you guys. Under consuming that then kicks you in the butt and backfires. So you skip meals to save calories because you're going out on a Saturday night. You're going to go around your mates for a barbecue. You've got your bottle of Prosecco ready because we've told you that actually a bottle of Prosecco is a good one to go for as you keep on track. You know you're going to have your burger. You know you're going to have one sausage. You're going to pile your plate with salad. And then what happens is you don't have your lunch or your breakfast until 11, like I've said to do. But I also said, make sure you have some up before you go. And then what happens is you've had one meal and you get to the barbecue and you're like a fucking possessed animal at the barbecue. The nuts come out, the crisps come out. And then all of a sudden you've eaten 2 burgers, 3 sausages, 2 bottles of Prosecco, and they've bought out a gatto. And you're like, fuck, that wasn't meant to happen. But what's happened is you were so bloody hungry throughout the day that you would have been better off eating a little bit more in the day because you would have stood more of a chance of staying on track in the evening. Who can relate to the over hungry one? You're always over hungry. And then the final one we've got is alcohol. This one's for you, Michelle, because I'm with you, sister.
And it's for Sarah. Sometimes sometimes we're actually together doing it.
We are together doing it some of the time.
So Sarah and Michelle, the far cottoners. Well, you're in Upton now, so I don't know.
I'm from bloody Abington, thank you.
All right. So it's not the crisp, it's the alcohol. The alcohol lowers your inhibitions, and then before you know it, you are raiding the cupboards. You have that late night takeaway. I was talking to somebody the other day about going to Millenniums. Do you remember that? Deep pan pizza from Millenniums. Oof, it's a bad time that is. Dale doesn't know what I'm talking about. But you don't have any limits. You don't have any switch off because all of a sudden you've relaxed, you've lowered your inhibitions, and you're out of control. So let's talk about how you can prepare for it. I've hammered you all and taken the piss out of you all night. So let's talk about how we actually prepare for it. What have you got?
If you know that you're going out, you can bank some calories. Oh, hello, baby. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got calorie banking.
Nice.
Check the fucking menu.
Check the menu. Lower days, Sue. Natalie wants to know how much a poppadom weighs. We'll come back to that another time. Lower days. So what else have we got? Why do you feel out of control at the weekend? What goes missing? You what?
My routine goes missing.
Your routine. You've got no routine. Okay, so let's kick off. What we've first got to do for our weekends, like, I know that you're like, oh, fucking Kate, all you talk about is a plan. But we've got to raise awareness of it. If you're fucking up every single weekend, you've got to do something differently, okay? So first things first, you all feel better going into a weekend when you have a plan. You've got to raise awareness of what your choices are and if you're happy with how you show up, okay? And if you're not happy, that's where you have to make changes. Sometimes you might turn around and say, do you know what? Me and Sarah have had this conversation. Sometimes you are going to go out. You are going to do a few shots with your mates. But it's not every weekend. It's every now and again. But actually, when she goes out and she does those shots with her friends, she knows that Sunday she has to get straight back on track. So know what you're eating. Look at the menu before. Decide what you want to have. Pre-put it into the app and send it over to Derek and I, and we can sense check it for you. That's what we're here for, guys. Choose what gives. You can't train zero, drink freely, skip your login and expect results. Something has to give. So you've got to choose what you're going to stick to. So is it going to be that you're going to train at the weekend? You're going to smash your steps out. You're definitely going to hit a good breakfast, a good lunch, and you're going to go to the barbecue and have that bottle of Prosecco. Make it a habit, not a phase. Whatever you're going to do with your weekends moving forward, this isn't just for whilst you're with Strength Within. This isn't just for whilst you're in fat loss. This is for the rest of your life. Reframe your thinking around how you see your weekends. And then you will be able to stay in control. And if you want to talk about how you do that, what advice would you give to your friend who's a fucking wreckhead at the weekends? I'm not just talking about alcohol, Michelle.
Or Sarah.
Or Sarah. All right, low blow for Sarah. What advice would you give to your friends? Sarah, what advice would you give to your sweet addict friends?
Everything in moderation. Don't restrict yourself. Have it in moderation.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to your friend Michelle? And no, it's not do more shots with me.
Oh, sorry, I've got distracted. What advice do I give to my friend about what?
Your weekends.
To speak to, well, my advice to myself is to speak to you more and actually plan my weekends more.
Yeah.
I've just run up the stairs.
What advice would you give to yourself, Sarah? What advice would you give to your mate?
Yeah, moderation. I think that's, yeah, everything in moderation. Don't go out and get smashed.
Do you know the one thing for me, and you guys know, so I'll be really honest with you. Like I've been through it all. I have
Talking about I'm going to the gym in a bit.
I've had full binges on Sunday nights. Like we're talking like puddings, sweets, dinner, wake up feeling shit on Monday morning. I have drank and I've come, you all know I've eaten frozen cookie out of the fucking freezer drawer after I've had a drink. Like I've been there, I've done it all. But do you know what? Like one thing I say to myself is I don't actually want to be that person. I want to be able to sit here and tell you guys that I can do it. And that is really what drives me, because my identity is attached to somebody who has it together. But you'll always know about me if I have eaten a whole packet of Percy Pigs and I have then eaten a cookie out the freezer. I'll always tell you, because I'm not perfect. And you don't have to be perfect either. And that's what you need to remember. You don't have to strive for perfection every single weekend. You might have had one too many drinks. You might have had the entire packet of Percy Pigs and then moved on to Collins Sue. But if you do, just move on. So 10 practical tips on how you actually break the cycle. First and foremost, if you are invited out to something and it is a last minute invite, decide how you want to show up. So number one, sometimes Sarah and I have conversations about actually, do I want to go to this? Do I not want to go to this? There was a phase maybe 3 or 4 months ago that she's like, I don't really know if I want to go out socialising. Then today she messaged me, she's like, I love going out socialising. I feel so good in myself and I feel more in control. So you've got to decide what you want to do. Sarah's now in the place where she can go out on a Saturday night and she can have a few too many shots and she can get up on a Sunday and she goes to go out for a walk and she freshens herself up for the rest of the day. You've got to decide how you want to show up, and you've got to decide how you want to handle your weekend. And if it doesn't go to plan, speak to Derek and I. What is the one non-negotiable that you're going to hold yourself to this weekend or the weekend? Is it going to be your steps? Is it going to be your food? Are you going to go to the social event and not drink? Would I choose this sober or full? So when you are drunk, you do have to start talking to yourself like a little bit of a mad person. You do have to actually have a conversation with yourself and say, am I just being a drunk fucking pig right now? Or do I actually really need this? And do I need to go and brush my teeth and take myself to bed? Brushing your teeth when you've eaten enough is my biggest life hack for not eating chocolate because it tastes rank. So if you have been out for drinks, like Derek and I'll go out for drinks and dinner and I'll come in, I'll go and wash my face and do my teeth straight away so I don't raid the cupboards. I mean, it's my practical tip. If you're in an environment where you're sitting next to the nuts, what are you going to do? You're going to eat the nuts. Sit further away from the nuts. Name the voice. What voice is showing up for you? I've earned this. I've been good in the week. I deserve to relax. I deserve this treat. And reframe it. You deserve to have the body that you want and the decisions that you make aligned to what's going to happen. Actions equals results. Protein. Prioritize your protein. Make sure that the meal after or the meal before is satiating and full of protein because it'll be slower digesting. If you do fuck up, what questions are you going to ask yourself? What actually happened? And what is the one thing I'm going to do differently next week? And when you send your check-ins over to Del and I, don't put a pity party on there. Answer these 2 questions. And then we can have a meaningful conversation with you about it. Because if you put a pity party on there, we're going to ask you these 2 questions anyway. We're not going to give you a hug and tell you to do better next week. We're going to ask the hard-hitting questions. Heat specific. Do you want a drink or are you dehydrated? Sometimes actually in the heat, you either suppress your appetite or you feel hungrier. And actually don't confuse the two. Who am I being? Check in with yourself. Who do you want to be? What am I allowed to eat? Like, you're not allowed anything. You could do what you want. But who do you want to be? Protect your morning. Either one day at the weekend, make sure that you do prioritise the morning after, where you get up, you do your normal routine, you go out. Routine is massive, guys. So who's got plans this weekend? Have we got plans? No, we've got Lift Club. Who's got plans this weekend?
Me.
Michelle, what are you doing?
Going to my nephew's 21st.
Of course, Charles Bradlaugh, England night.
Yeah.
So I know everything. So
we've got friends over for a barbecue, but I'm cooking it, so it's easy to control. So
love that, Justine. Justine's perfect client, Derek. So Michelle,
not at all, far from it.
We're winding you up. So Michelle's going to the pub. She's going to the Charles Bradlaugh, and it's nephew's 21st. It's the England match, so it's going to be boozy. Guys, what are you going to tell Michelle to do on Friday? Based on everything we've just spoken about.
Cut back on my calories a little bit.
Cut back on your calories a little bit. What else are you going to tell her to do?
Don't have as many pints.
Don't have as many pints, Michelle. God. What else are you going to tell her to do?
Eat during the day.
Eat during the day so she's not ravenous by the time it gets to the evening. We're going to tell her to double park her drinks with water. We're going to tell her to make sure that she gets her steps in because they need to be a non-negotiable. We need to tell her that on Sunday morning, she has to send me a fucking message and get out and do a walk first thing in the morning. She has to drag Sarah with her.
Yeah, that is my issue. Sundays, I literally burn about 3 calories.
And that's the thing, but that's the truth, isn't it? Like, you go out Saturday night, you think you fucked it. She goes out Saturday night, she thinks she's fucked it. Sunday comes round and she's like, oh, I just don't want to hide from Kate. And it's like, how do you break that?
I avoid you till Tuesday at least.
Yeah, normally Monday at about 5 o'clock is normally our communication time. So how does she break that? Sarah, how did you break it?
Break what?
Your habits around going out on a Friday and then choosing the whole Sunday.
My thing is now, because I like where I'm at, I do get straight back on it, down on stew. I'm pretty good at getting up on a Sunday morning, and I go to the gym, even sometimes hanging. I'll get straight back on it, straight back tracking, straight back with my steps and water. And that's how I do it, because I know I like where I am now. I like where I've got to. So
Sue, have you got any tips? We've certainly worked on weekends because Sue loves a social but wants to progress. Is she on it?
Yeah, she is. She's hiding. She's in the chat box though. I'll see if she comes up with any. Michelle, you know when you messaged me on Wednesday morning, you said, why am I such a twat? I absolutely feel so good for going to the gym.
Yeah.
That feeling there, you need to write a post-it note. You need to set an alarm. You need to pin the voice note and remind yourself to read that message. Right. That is your why. The person that the identity of the person that you want to be is hard work to achieve. You have to put a bit of effort in. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not easy being in shape. It's not easy staying on track. It's not easy looking like you train. It's not easy being comfortable in your body, because you have to be uncomfortable. We have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to do the hard thing when you don't want to do it. And the more times you show up for yourself, you build trust in yourself that you can do the hard thing. And you start trusting yourself again. You rewrite the story you tell yourself. You inspire yourself. You become your own motivation. And you show up for yourself on the days when you don't want to. But it starts with one choice. That's my TED Talk done. Cool.
I just want to give an extra on that, as in it's not easy to begin with. But by proving to yourself that you can do it and it like cementing the habits, it does become easier. You just have to do the hard work to begin with.
Yeah, literally. So Sue does low days. She has 1 bottle of Prosecco, and she has soft drinks to Prosecco at bottomless brunch. So guys, it is harder at summer, but remember, it's your choice. Like, it is your choice to be on this journey. Nobody has got a gun to your head and is forcing you to do it. And that's one thing you've got to remind yourself of. You value the person that you are becoming. And that is the person that is aligned to the identity of somebody who does the hard stuff, who stays in shape, who can turn up for themselves on the day when they don't want to. And there isn't a magic wand that we can give you. We can give you all the hints and tips in the world, but it starts with your choices. And weekends are there to be enjoyed. So putting a little bit of structure in, putting a plan in place will allow you to enjoy them. And I tell you something, every single one of you who has stayed on track over the weekends on a difficult social weekend, how fucking proud of yourself did you feel when you'd done it? You could answer now. No, nobody felt proud. Cheers, guys.
I think it's good when you can stay on track on holiday as well, or reasonably on track, and not end up being a pig.
Yeah, literally. So glad none of you feel proud. Anyway, any questions before we go? That was a fucking shit ending, wasn't it? Thanks, you fuckers. Any questions, guys? Was tonight useful? What are you going to take away with you? Like, what are you going to take away with you into your weekends?
Add some structure.
Add some structure. Anything else?
Even though I'm in maintenance, I can't eat the whole fridge.
Yeah, you can't eat the whole fridge, Anne and I. But yeah, guys, enjoy the weekends. They're there to be enjoyed, but remember, it's your choice. You have a choice to be here. You have a choice to enjoy it. The routine and structure you put in place through eating similar meals, through having water, staying on track with your movement, getting yourself into the gym, that is going to be what grounds you. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and have a great evening.
See you later. Thanks, guys.